What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Burgundy Bets. This is your favorite NFL pick show's favorite NFL pick show. I'm your host, Ron Burgundy. Let's get into this Week 3 slate. We'll go over all my picks and predictions. Jump right into it. Thursday night football, the Carolina Panthers at the Houston Texans. 51% of the tickets on the Panthers, 59% of the money on the Texans. Now, both these teams are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. 8 points. This opened up at -4.5 Carolina after the Sunday games, after the Tyrod Taylor injury, quickly up to 7, now up to 8 in most spots. FanDuel is still hanging a -7.5 out there if you would like it. I don't think it makes that much of a big deal. My play on this game will be the Christian McCaffrey over total yards. That's rushing yards and receiving yards combined. I got that at +136.5 at BetMGM. Let's move on to the next game. Now, before we get into the next game, I did have a few people reach out asking for my picks in the description of the videos. Official plays. I will go ahead from Week 3 till the end of the season. Official plays will be in the description of the video. Just to recap, Week 1 plays. You can go ahead and pause this anytime you like to double check anything. We did go 13-10 straight up and 3 wins, 3 losses on parlays. Anyone who does parlays know the payout is much higher. And then for Week 2, we had a little bit of a better week. We did have that push game, but the total we ended up with, throwing a couple teasers, came close on a lot of these parlays as well. We did hit 1-for-1 on the FanDuel same game parlays. Results for last week, 12-8 straight up and 1-4 in the parlays. Let's get back to Week 3 games. Okay, America's Game of the Week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Los Angeles to play the Rams. Now, if you watch the opening lines video I dropped, I think it was on Tuesday, we pulled up this exact where the money is, where the tickets is breakdown to see where it would be at the end of the week. And Tampa Bay opened as a underdog on the road. They are now a favorite on the road. They opened up getting 2 points. They're now laying 2 points on a lot of books. The Rams have 67% of the cash. How can the line go from Tampa Bay as an underdog to Tampa Bay as a favorite when 67% of the money is on the Rams? That's your red flag number 1 here. I did go ahead and grab Tampa Bay money line at +100 earlier in the week. Like I said, now they are an underdog. The over-under is looking good here. 55.5 points to the over, 66% of the plays, and 61% of the money on the over. Not an official play, but a pick for this video. I do give picks on this show. This is a pick show. I will give you a pick for every single game, no matter what. Give me the over and the Tampa Rams game. On to the next one. Arizona Cardinals at Jacksonville Jaguar. 77% of the bets on the Cardinals, while 50% of the money is split on both teams. You can get all these numbers at covers.com if you want to research and check it out for yourself. Now, I did go ahead and take Arizona as soon as I saw this line drop. I played it before the Sunday games came out. It came out Arizona -6. That went up to 7.5. Somehow it's come back down to 7. Now, one thing I would advise you, if you want to wait till kickoff here, you're probably going to get a 7.5 line anyway. Let's just make sure DeAndre Hopkins does suit up. I'm sure he will. It says questionable ribs. We should be okay there. This is an official play for me, the Arizona Cardinals. I actually played it at the -6. I played it at -7, and I did take it again at -7.5 last night. Official pick, Cardinals on the road, cover. AFC South Showdown, Indianapolis Colts traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. 66% of the tickets and 69% of the cash on Tennessee here. Now, we saw a lot of question marks here. We don't know if Carson Wentz is going to play in this game or if it will be Jacob Eason. The fact that these books have this line out and you can bet it now without noting if the starting quarterback is going to be playing in the game or not shows you a lot about how far these books have come. 3, 4, 5 years ago, offshore books that you had available to you, or bookies, they wouldn't even give you a line on this game unless they knew the starting quarterback from the opposing team was going to be in the roster or probable. That just shows you how far these cappers and these sports books have come, but it also shows you one other thing. They really don't give a damn about Carson Wentz. If he's going to play or not, this line's still at 5, 5.5. They don't have much respect here for Wentz to move the line point, maybe half a point. No official play here for me, but a pick for the show. I will be looking at the over, 48.5. Tennessee has been an over team. They were an over team all of last year. They're an over team this year, it looks like. Both of these teams are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games. Play for the show would be the over 48. Baltimore Ravens traveling to Motown to play the Detroit Lions. The Lions are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games, while the Ravens are covering machines. 8-2 in their last 10 games against the spread. The only 2 games they did not cover was the playoff game on the road to Buffalo last year and that heartbreaker overtime loss on Monday Night Football to the Raiders. 70% of the tickets and 70% of the cash on Baltimore. This line did open up Ravens minus 7.5, has gone up to 8.5 in places. I believe this will be Ravens minus 9.5 come kickoff. I did take the Ravens. Official pick for me is the over in this game. Both of these teams have been over teams. You can see an astounding amount of tickets on the over. The cash almost nearly on the over, 82%. I will be taking the Ravens-Lions game over the spread. I got it at 50 points. And that's a official play. Moving on. The Washington football team traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. Washington football team 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games. Buffalo a great 7-3. 62% of the tickets and 53% of the cash on Buffalo. This line opened at 7. It's been right around there, 7.5. It did jump up to 8.5. Came back down to 7.5. I don't know what to make of either one of these two teams yet. Washington has been playing close, but this was supposed to be an elite defense, and they're just not showing it. Josh Allen, I think they're still getting their legs together in that offense. 35-0 win last week, yes, but the guy I think went 13 for 22, 179 yards. He's not having 300-yard performances. This game is very hard for me to make a play on, but for a pick for the show would be the Josh Allen rushing props. It's sitting right around 36.5. Let's take those Josh Allen rushing props over. We saw what Daniel Jones did to this defense. I mean, just over and over that option play. Buffalo saw that. Josh Allen's an athlete. I believe he's going to get up that. I think we can hit that 36.5. Give me the Josh Allen over rushing props. New Orleans Saints traveling to Foxborough to play these New England Patriots. Patriots are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games, while the Saints are 6-4 in their last 10. 59% of the tickets on the Patriots, while 55% of the cash is on the New Orleans Saints. Now, a couple big things here. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the Saints' electric safety, is questionable. He did miss last week. Marshawn Lattimore is out indefinitely, I'm being told, so he's not going to play in this game either. Their center that they had to have come back, he's out. Saints still dealing with a lot of injuries. We don't know if their coaches, I'm sure they've been cleared to come back for this game. They did have that COVID outbreak. This line opened at 3.5, went down to 3. You can get the Patriots at -2 right now in a lot of places. I am so tempted to pull the trigger on that. Come Sunday, I probably will. Right now, the only thing holding me off that is a juice at -115. I'm kind of being a little greedy. I'm trying to see if I can get that at a 110. Okay, if we can get that at a 110, we'll take the Patriots -2.5. I'm probably going to do it anyway. Pick for the show, however, will be the under on this game. As we see, 52% of the tickets are on the over. However, 72% of the cash is on the under. Fade the public, follow the under. Next up, we have a pivotal AFC West showdown. The Los Angeles Chargers travel to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. The Chargers are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10, while the Chiefs are a terrible 2-9 in their last 11 against the spread. 58% of the tickets on the Chief, 58% of the cash on the Chargers. This line opened at Chargers +7. I immediately jumped on it. I took it. It's now down to Chargers +6.5. I still love that. This game should not have this type of a point spread. It should be lower in my opinion. The Chiefs don't cover games. The Chargers play them very tough year in and year out. Last year in Kansas City, the final score of the game was 20-23, and they had to go into overtime to win. And if my memory serves me, the Chargers beat them later in the year. I love the Chargers in this spot. This is a official play for me. I did get them at +7. I still love them at +6.5. Next up, the Dirty Birds of Atlanta travel to the Big Apple. Wait, no they don't. They travel to East Rutherford, New Jersey to play the New York Football Giants. 54% of the tickets on the Giants, while 61% of the cash on the Falcons. Falcons are 4-6 against the spread in their last 10, while the Giants are 5-5 in the last 10. This line opened with Giants -3, 3.5. You're now seeing Giants -2.5. Some money coming in on the boys in blue. Props I do like for this game. Daniel Jones rushing yards over 27.5. Listen, we all saw what he did last week, but it's not only last week. This guy crushed rushing props last year. He did have 27 yards in week 1, too. I do like that look. And then I'm going to be looking at the Kyle Pitts over receptions. So right now it's sitting at 4.5. I think that's a good spot here as well. Those are the two leans for this game. I'm probably going to make one of them official, just not right yet at the moment. Once again, I will update. Check out this video right before kickoff. It will have all my picks in the description. I'm going to put them in as I go through the week and drop them. Next up, the Chicago Bears travel to Cleveland to play the Brownies. The Bears are 4-6 against the spread in their last 10, while the Browns are 5-5. 61% of the tickets and 57% of the cash on the Browns. Now, a couple notes here. Justin Fields will be starting in this game. Nagy and the Bears announced him the starter. I believe that's going forward throughout the season as well. Odell Beckham should be returning to this game. He should be back. We don't know if Landry's out, so Beckham's back in. And the Justin Fields news is great. I'm going to be looking at all the Justin Fields rushing props going forward this year. Hopefully we get a soft number of somewhere, the 30-35 mark for this game. We're going to smash that immediately. That's going to be an official pick as soon as that line drops. For the show, let me give you something else, though. We do have a split here on the total, 50-50, but 67% of the cash on the under in this game. Under at 45.5. A lot of people think this is going to be, a drag them out, pillar to post, beat them up game. Spread sitting right around that 7.5 mark. It went up to 8.5, came back down. I don't think you're going to get below 7 in this game. Chicago backers probably take it. But once again, official pick, the Justin Fields over. As long as it's nothing crazy, hopefully they give us a number right around 30.5 yards. Next up, we have a AFC North Showdown. Now, before I get into the breakdown, please go ahead, drop a like below. You see what we're doing on this video. Overs, under, spreads, totals. We do DFS, season-long fantasy. If it's NFL related, if it's money-making related, we're going to talk about it here. If that seems like your type of thing, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. And like I said, please drop a like. One little like does go a long way. Lets me know you guys appreciate what's going on here. The free content keeps me putting it out for you. Let's get back to the game here. 63% of the tickets and 55% of the cash on the Steelers. Both of these teams are 4-6 against the spread in their last 10. I am not backing the Steelers anymore until they show me something different. They murdered me against that Raiders game, killed a ton of parlays. Would have been a great week, but they did hurt me, and I'm resentful. I don't trust this offense. Big Ben is hurt again. Now, it's not his throwing shoulder, which is the good news, but I'm not backing these people. As far as a pick and a side in this game, 51% and 67% of the cash on the under. I could see this being an under game as well. Now, 44 is a lower total. But just like last week when Cincinnati played Chicago, that game ended up 21-17. You could see the exact same thing here where it's a 24-17 game, a 21-17 game, something like that. I think the under is a good spot here. Pick for the show would be the under 44. Next up, we have our trap game of the week. That's right. The Miami Dolphins travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. The Dolphins are 6-4 against the spread in their last 10, while the Raiders are 5-5. 71% of the tickets and 77% of the cash are on the Raiders. Dolphins just got blown out. Raiders look great. Raiders have beaten two high-quality football teams. Everyone's on the Raiders. I would love to get on the Raiders. I just need to see it. I need to see it again. If they can do it again, and it's not just going to be this every season, the Raiders come out hot and then they drop off. If they can do it again this week, and they put up a nice, touchdown win over and cover this spread, I'll be more comfortable backing the Raiders going forward. I can't do it in this game. As far as a total in this game, we have 59% of the tickets and 54% of the cash on the over. This is a smaller over, 43.5. I mean, if Jacoby Brissett can play anywhere like he did when he was starting in Indianapolis, we should hit this over. He looked like ass last week. He looked terrible. But at the same time, he wasn't planning to play. Tua got knocked out. He got thrown into the mix. Now, as a veteran, he should have been ready to go, yes, but obviously he wasn't. And it just seemed like that whole team just kind of fell apart there. The Bills went up, they scored, they never let off the gas. A pick for the video in this game would be the over 43.5. It's not an official pick, but a play would be the over. Next up, we have the New York Jets traveling to Mile High Stadium to play the Broncos. Jets are 5-5 ATS in their last 10, and Denver is 6-4. 61% of the tickets and 64% of the cash is on the Broncos. This line opened up Denver -10, went up 11.5 is what you're seeing on a lot of books right now. That just seems like a lot of points to me. Denver covered the last game, but they won by 10. I don't think the Jets are all that much worse than Jacksonville. The total is where we're going to be looking in this one. It's very, very low at 41.5, one of the lowest on the slate. However, I'm not sure the Jets are going to be able to put up much offense at all, and Denver's not blowing the doors off people. They're winning, great defense, running the ball. Teddy glued 2 gloves, playing excellent, doesn't turn the ball over, moves the chains. It's very low, but the play in this game would be the under 41.5. If you can get a 42 at other places, great. Obviously, the more the better. Play on this game would be the under. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. 58% of the tickets on Seattle, while 69% of the cash is on the Vikings. Now, there's a funny narrative I've been hearing all week about how great Seattle is against the spread and how great they are on the road against the spread. Guys, Seattle is 4-6 in their last 10 against the spread and 1-4 in their last 5 on the road against the spread. That's awful. However, Minnesota hasn't been great either. 2-8 against the spread in their last 10. Now, I do like Seattle in this game. It scares me that all the money is on Minnesota. I mean, you got 58% of the ticks and nearly 70% of the cash on the Vikings. That's going to keep me off a side in this game. The total is ridiculously to the over, with 80% of the cash on the over 55. For a pick for this video, we're going to follow the money. It would be over. Sunday Night Football, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Green Bay 6-4 against the spread their last 10. 49ers 4-6 their last 10. Now, this is another line that's not making too much sense to me and a little bit scary. This line opened up Green Bay plus 4.5. We have 64% of the tickets on Green Bay. However, 57% of the money is on San Francisco. However, the Green Bay line is getting smaller. The majority of the money is on San Francisco, yet they be from a higher favorite to a lower favorite. You can now get Green Bay at -3 in a lot of spots. And with the juice we're seeing at 118, 115 on a lot of books, it looks like this will be Green Bay plus 2.5 by kickoff. I took the over in this game. That was my play. I got it earlier in the week. That's an official pick. I got it at over 47.5. Obviously, it's a little bit higher now at 49.5. I still think it's a great look. My play for me is the over in this game. Monday Night Football, NFC East Showdown. We got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Jerry World to play the Cowboys in Dallas. Eagles are 1-1 ATS this year, and Dallas is 2-0 ATS this year. 60% of the tickets on Dallas, while the cash is split 50-50. I feel like I'm going to be leaning Dallas here. How many times in the history of football have you seen a team complete a 91-yard play down the field to not score at all and turn the ball over on downs without even having a field goal attempt? That's what Philadelphia did last week against a very, very close game in Philadelphia against the 49ers. Quez Watkins just catches a seed from Jalen Hurts down the seam of the field. They're backed up inside their own 5. Beautiful play. Gets tackled on inside the 5 on the other side of the field. Nick Sirianni goes for it 4 times in a row in a close game when you need points and turns the ball over on downs. How can you back a team like that? How can you back a coach like that? Those type of decisions. I can't do it. Though I do feel like this will be a very close game. I'd love to have the 4 points. I think Dallas, they just got Ferraris and Lambos outside, out wide. I know Amari Cooper's banged up a little bit. CeeDee Lamb's going to make plays. Cooper will start. He will play. Cedric Wilson's coming in. Tony Pollard looks great in that complimentary role. I think he's playing better than Zeke is right now. But we're here for picks, right? Jalen Hurts over rushing props. This guy's electric. Lamar Jackson-esque out there. I don't know what it is. It hasn't dropped yet. He's probably going to be, 45-ish, 47-ish. That's kind of where he's at right now in his career with the rushing props that these books are giving us. Jalen Hurts over rushing. That's the entire Week 3 predictions and slate video. Once again, official picks will be in the description of the video below. Go ahead, check that out on Sunday if you give a fuck and want to tail my picks. I'm going to have the records in there as well. I did show you what we did for Week 1 and Week 2 in this video. Thanks for watching. Drop me a like. I appreciate it. Once again, subscribe to the channel. If you follow football, make bets, anything of that nature, this is the type of content you're going to want and go through. Thank you. Let's all make some money this week.